Welcome back to NamGov 101. In our last episode, we spoke about ministries. They do a lot, but they are not the only ones. Let's meet the other key players: officers, agencies, and public enterprises. Officers and agencies support government work by focusing on special tasks, from elections to the environment. Officers are like the headquarters for top-level support. For example, the Office of the Prime Minister coordinates all ministries. The Office of the Judiciary runs the courts and keeps the justice system fair and independent. Agencies are specialist bodies that carry out specific missions, like the NSI, which ensures product safety and quality. Other big ones include the Electoral Commission of Namibia, NAMRA, and the Anti-Corruption Commission.
Good. My name is Iaruke Kuro Stephen Dorokade. I serve as Chief Strategic Communications and Support Engagements with the Namibia Revenue Agency. Thank you very much for the opportunity. The Namibia Revenue Agency primarily is entrusted with the collection of revenue for the state. But linked to that are also other mandates, for instance, the protection of society, because everything that comes into Namibia and leaves Namibia must be cleared by officials through the customs procedures. That's a major mandate that also sits with us. Now, when you have regard to this mandate, our why is the Namibia Revenue Agency. Why do we do this? Because we see ourselves as an enabler for the Namibian state. With the collection of revenue, the Namibian state is then able to function in such a way that the government is then able to implement its various developmental programs. Now, the functions we are entrusted with, collection of revenue, the clearance of goods as they leave the country and enter, are not new. They did not come about with the establishment of the Namibia Revenue Agency, have been with us for some time. But there was a need to ensure that that is enhanced, and hence the creation of the Namibia Revenue Agency. And you would have seen now in recent years that with the collection, the enhanced collections that we have recorded over the recent past, the Namibian state has been able to do without really compromising on its financial prudence, to be able to do a number of projects which otherwise, without the collection of adequate resources, it would have not been able to do so. So we see ourselves as playing a significant role in enabling the Namibian state, in ensuring that it's able to implement its projects. Taxes are very important, and they have been with us as humanity, because what they do is that they ensure that public functions continue to function. Now, what are public functions and services? The construction of public schools, public clinics, the provision of healthcare services, the provision of security services, your police officers, your Namibia Defense Force, all of those, your justice system, when you are aggrieved and you do not have the funds, but you can be able to access legal protection. All of those function because taxes are paid. And when all of us pay the taxes that we must pay, and that's possibly what we also need to clarify, is that you're not expected to pay everything that you earn, but you're only expected to pay your fair share of the contribution to the state. Once that gets into the pool is what allows us to function as a state, and that's the importance of it. So those of you that are in schools at the moment, those of you that are able to access healthcare services, it also then allows us to pay our pensioners the monthly grant that they get. All of that comes from the taxes that those that are entitled and obligated to pay this do pay and contribute to the functioning of the overall state. Why do we exist? We exist so that we can ensure that the Namibian state functions. How? Because we collect the money that allows the state to implement and roll out its various programs. So you're right, we are at the heart of it.
State-owned enterprises, SOEs, are also businesses owned by the government, like NamPower, NAMPA, or NIPDB. They offer services, earn money, and support development, but they are accountable to the state instead of private owners. These offices, agencies, and SOEs are spread across Namibia, bringing services to every region. Need to pay taxes? Report a scam. There's an agency or office for that, online and in person. Together, ministries, offices, agencies, and SOEs form the engine that keeps Namibia running. Next up, we go international and learn about the roles of diplomats, ambassadors, and embassies. Don't miss it.